Okay, time for just a short session today where I will work on this page where this page is the landing page that internal error. Yeah, it's just because now we are not running the dev server npm run dev. This is in Svelte. Doesn't work because we are not in the right folder, which is the web folder. Do it again, npm run dev. All right, so here, when you can go to that page, either when you click unsubscribe, which you need a little bit of styling as well, and also put the elements, or from the unsubscribe link present in an email. If I come here without from the web page, then I don't have doc ID. So the document we have to delete to unsubscribe the user from Firestore. So first thing, let's have a look how we can apply some styling. I'm not sure. We leave it plain until I make up my mind on what to do. But basically here, we need to first find the page. The page is in the web folder directory. And here we got source, routes, and subscribe page. Okay. What we do here. Okay, so we got a document ID. Let's suppose we have the document ID. Here we don't show it. Hold on. From the if I get open an email, and subscribe. Okay. No, not this one. Did I delete them all? Pin. Oh yeah, the email is not the unsubscribe, it's the normal email that has a link called unsubscribe. Copy link, which has a document ID. I don't know if I used that already. So the document ID is now displayed here for debugging purposes. Of course, won't keep it there. So how is this even extracted? Because it's the wrong page that I open. That's not unsubscribe page, which actually, what is the unsubscribe? Yeah, it's just the landing after you unsubscribe. This is like still in the process of unsubscribing. So it's managing email. So that is what gets doc ID, which could be empty. Okay. And print it here just to see, can I extract it? We already see that I can, so I don't need to print it anymore to show it anymore. Now, if we have the doc ID, maybe here I can fetch. I can fetch the Yeah, that's true, but the DAO is in another folder. So we got here, this is the functions. Okay. Fetch the interested document or oh, there is no such API, so shut up. Maybe we have to make it, yeah. Fetch. Ooh, stop it. Fetch. Stop it. Um, document from the interested collection. Stop. With ID doc ID. Okay. I don't think I can. No. That's nonsense. Okay. So let's say new chat. I have some Firebase functions. Firebase function I have are interested, mail event, estimate, and subscribe. So I don't have a function to fetch the email, and I don't know security implication as that as well. But I have some Firebase functions in. Maybe I should also email a secret code together, or maybe just the code is enough. So it's something to evaluate now. So I'm gonna do. I have some Firebase function in functions folder, and a Svelte website. Let me resize here. In the web folder. From the manage emails page, manage emails page, I want to retrieve the record or a record from a Firebase collection called interested. Let's go in chat now, right? Interested. What is by Docker ID? I don't know if I'm asking too much for this model. What is the best approach? Should I create a new function for that? Really? What are the security implications? Security implications. Should I add a secret code in the request? Not secret, but some salt, a code in the request together with the doc ID. Okay. All right. It would be for a bunch to read now. Hopefully it's not. If something makes sense. Let me help you design a secure approach for retrieve a document from Firestore in your Svelte. Create a callable cloud function. Okay. This is more secure than direct Firestore access from the client. Always verify user authenticated. We don't have this such thing, but we can do something similar because we send them an email, which is a sort of authentication, I suppose. The email. So, okay, go on reading later that let's start to say, okay, we need a new function here. So it means create a new handler, can call it interested. Don't know about this single letter thing, single word names. And oh, it's already, yeah, oh, exactly, because I already have this that creates a record. Yeah, that's the problem, a single word. Now we need two words because now it will be get interested, fetch interested, fetch interested. Okay. And the other one is like create, but I can't rename it now because there are implications, of course. Okay. This is more secure. You can implement a custom authentication authority. It allows to validate requests, sanitize data, verify the user authenticating on authorization, permission, validate doc ID in the server side, consider rate limiting to prevent abuse. Okay, okay. So if I have to, okay, this code then is not relevant. If I have to have some sort of validation, this is what came from what came from the AI. This okay, it's not even there. Okay, it was just a suggestion, which doesn't make sense. So right, the first thing is when I send the email, that's in the interested function. This also creates a that record that we try to read later. So let's start from the beginning. Okay, that's a how do you call it? The handler, the entry point. So the entry point starts here, send the cross header, just validates the request and extract the parameters. If it's not valid, we stop here. Otherwise, we save the interested document. So I'm interested in this bit because now, in addition to that, which is email and mode, we also want to add some secret code, but we need this code to be then present in the email so that the user can be sort of validated. So either I generate here and then I have to return it, which is a valid approach, or I pass it through and I make this, or just create the document will accept the code as well, which I maybe prefer, but it's like, it's a choice. So let's say code string. Um, so sometimes it's called salt, maybe it's not right. Code is okay. So we want to save code, mode code. All right. So now where we call it, of course, we need to pass the code. This returns already a string, which is the doc ID. So to not return two strings, let's keep on passing down the code. Yeah, I can type string. Good. So here mode code. Good. And they are in the same order. Yeah. How do I go back? Option? No. Control Shift. Command Shift. I need to learn this shortcut. Anyway, let's just find it. Yeah, I just click here. Okay. So save as a code. Okay, here. So it's called from. No, I'm not sure what happened. What? Create, save. Okay. Is no, it's called from outside. Okay. So now no, I'm still in the DAO. It's called from here. Yeah. Right. So now we need to pass this code, which, right, it makes sense. We want to generate it. And now it's saved in the database, and we want to also then include it in the email so the user can be validated in this way. Well, we can, okay, let's say to do, include the code. We'll do it later. So now let's generate this function, create this function, generate code. Const generate code equal, doesn't need to be async. All right, that's an idea, a number that is from 0 to 1 million. All right. +1 just to not be 0 in the odd case. Yeah, keep it simple. Why not? I think that's enough. So now finally here I can include the code. The only thing I'm thinking is like then doc_id makes sense to be the first parameter. Mode code. Okay. So here we can remove the to do. And I go here, we have to move doc_id as first parameter. And then we have email mode code. Excellent. So now the send email request, this is from AWS SES using directly the SDK. It makes sense to keep the same order of parameters, so we keep things consistent. So doc_id first, and we have to add the code, of course. Okay. AI shines when for this auto suggestions, but when or for discussion, yeah. But for making bigger chunks of code, not really. Code. Now we have to include this code not in the tags, yeah, in the template data. So the email template can have the code. That's it, right? Also, that can be simplified like that. Okay. So now I need to include the code in the email template. So I go here, template, waiting list, text, and we say code. Yep. Maybe not the dot because it can cause problem. Let's call it C. And maybe I'm starting to think to make sure parameters D and C. And the same for HTML. Same thing. D and C is the code. Okay, that's it. So those are templates for which are what kind of templates? Handlebars template that are in AWS SES. I have to upload them. So I wrote a script for that, npm run upload templates, and it just takes a second. Ooh, if it works. Yeah, because I'm in the wrong folder. It's in the functions folder. Run upload templates. This time it will work. Okay, done. So the templates have been updated with a new link. So now I've done a few things. I changed the function to save this code. I generate the code. So the email contains the code. When I close some things, when I go to this manage email, I can get the doc_id that now is called D, and I can get the code as well, which might or not be there, which is in C. So now I have some sort of primitive but probably effective validation. And now we need to fetch the document. For that, I have to complete the function. Well, I didn't even start. I created only the file, which was, so I did, where is it? Was fetch interested. It's not there anymore? Did I create it in the wrong place? Okay, let's double check something. Right, git, ooh, this is like, close there. Okay. What we got? Interested DAO. No, okay, don't know. New file. We said fetch interested. TypeScript. Okay. This is kind of similar to this function. So we start to copy the also need cores, right? We need this bit. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. We need that. And let's start to close some parentheses to make it compile. Yeah, okay, thanks. So we need some imports, function options as the standard options like memory and those kind of things. It's in here. What else? On request is here from Firebase functions. Okay. Request and response are from Express because Firebase function are compatible or use something from Express. At least the request and response. I don't know what else. Then course headers, good. And pass request, we have to write our own. Do we want a post? No, we want a get. Okay, let's do this. I copy this and we'll change it. Right. So starting from the beginning. Not sure about the result. Yeah, we want that. Are we calling it the same name? Okay. Okay. So don't know if I should have interface in the same name even different files. Let's call it fetch interested result. I think it's better. Have different name. Yeah, we need to use it here. So, what did I do? Undo. Copy only that. Paste that. Okay. So first, want a get in this case only, not a post. If it's not a get, we return true or false, no content. That is for the prefetch, meaning for the course validation. I think that would be a get. I'm confused. Hold on, let's see what course headers does. The course header just puts the course headers, doesn't do anything. In this case, it's a bit different from the other case because in the other case we said if it's not get, in this case we can say 403, not allowed. What's 403 again? 403 HTTP is forbidden. We understood the request but refused to. Okay, yeah. Right, and instead of that, we have doc ID and code, which we are not fetching because if it's not get, it's not valid. Okay, so if it does not have ID and code, doc ID and code, is not valid. So let's copy that here, doc ID, mode becomes code, by mode is not relevant. And now, yeah, we're gonna say, could it be 400 also in that case? Invalid request. So now we have, if it does not have doc ID or it does not have code, and this is not relevant, then okay, in that case, doc ID or code. Besides, I not validated them yet. We just checked if they are there, but yeah, that's fine for a parser request. So that is what was doc ID, which is now in doc ID. So we can simplify and code. Excellent. So what's next? Remove the logging, and we say doc. We return doc ID and code. Let's copy from here. All right. So what we've done so far, we just pass the request and return doc ID and code. Okay. It's something. So now I have done that. We try to fetch the record from doc ID from the Firebase table. Yeah. So for that, I have a DAO somewhere, service interested DAO, which has, it should have something fetched by doc ID, but not yet. So we have to write fetch by doc ID. And okay, so here const fetch by doc ID is an async function, and in theory just need a doc ID. I mean, actually, oh, thanks, that is good. Doc collection doc by doc ID gets a document. Okay, if it exists, return the data. Otherwise, returns null. Okay, I think it's time to start to try some of this stuff. And to try, I think the best way. Hold on, what is this data type? App model type. Firestore document data. So here, if I use it, and then I just return it in the page as a first step, just to see what happened. Cannot find name. Yeah, we need to import it. Import fetch by doc ID. Perfect. Let's do that later. Exactly, that's what I want. Return this doc so we start to have a look. And the code, not yet. We'll validate it later. So now in the functions folder, I can start the local Firebase car function environment. So npm run, I don't remember. Okay, so let's go to look for it in the packages. Clean lint format build serve. Yeah, let's start the emulator. npm run serve and see what happens. Okay. It complains that we're not using code. I know we're not using code, it's just temporarily. Anyway, what we can do is just for now saying console log code just to shut up the check. Okay, go again. And it's running. Okay. Port that one. Okay. Functions. I can open that on port 4000. And this says the new function, which is it's not there. Hold on. Yeah, the new function is not there. Then the reason is it has to be included here in the function to be exported. So why is it red? Has already exported as an ender name interested. So maybe sorry, I didn't read. Has already exported an ember. Okay, I need to rename it to fetch interested. Okay, I got it. All right, so now it works. This already reloaded. Okay. Is the new function there? I don't see it. Yeah. Let's go back to the browser. No, it's not there. So let's kill it. Start again. Is the new function there? Don't know yet. Can I load the page now? Yes. Okay. So that's a local function fetch interested. If I copy it, paste it here. All right, invite missing dockerd or code. Okay, that's fine. Well, the message dockerd, we put something random, and also needs code. Did I call cnd? I don't remember. And it still complain. It still complains. Why? Oh, because this okay. Because this is getting from the post body, but here is a query parameter as suggested. Okay. So there is could be empty or something. We have to do something to fix because we want string, and I don't want it to fail if it's empty or null. Let's see what happens. Now, was it redeployed, by the way? I'm not sure. Let's do this. Restart this relatively quick. Okay. Ooh, can't find the function. Maybe it's still deploying. Okay. Okay. It does work. It returns null correctly because that document does not exist and there is no validation. Okay. If I remove the code, we fail. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, if the check works despite I didn't do that. Seems that is redeploying, isn't it? Yeah, it did redeploy. And I will do that anyway, just for completeness. But it was working anyway. Okay, so now I go to Firebase and we fetch an actual document. So we just got two now. So let's copy this document ID, which is a valid one, and paste it here in the URL. That's it. That's the record coming from Firebase. We got an email, a mode, created information, and updated, divided in seconds and nanoseconds. Pretty rough format. Timestamp is done like that. Okay. Nanosecond is always the same. Also the seconds. That's correct because that's when the record was created and updated at the same time. When it's created, it's updated by definition. Okay. Okay. So here, what I'm thinking now is when I retrieve this document, which is not here because that's a parse, but here, I return this unstructured data. Can instead this DAO return some kind of more structured data where I have the fields, the right fields? Let's try to write a prompt. Let's get an interface, which, yeah. Mm, Allora, we got email mode, code is not there yet, but it will be created and updated. Okay. The only thing I don't know is if this date is still relevant now. Okay, so I got interested doc. Okay, so what we want to do is that would not work. Let's go to the chart here, cascade, new chart. How can I change fetch by doc ID to return interested doc, an object of type interested doc, given that if the doc exists, doc data doc dot, oh come on, data looks like this. And I have to tell because it's not seen by the AI. I just have to add print, yeah, why not? I just have to add the code. So let's say code. Will be a number as a string like that. Right. Okay, I will help you. I will help you update fetch by doc ID to return an interested doc object. Let me first check the current implementation. Let me check interested doc type definition. Let me search, blah, blah, blah. I need, okay. No, I don't want it improved. No. Maybe it's okay to have a timestamp in seconds, but I want to get rid of the nanoseconds. I don't care. Oh, well, yeah, if it's exactly the same over return, you can just do as. No, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. I changed. Don't change. Let's say tell don't change interested document to make your life easier. But we're gonna change it now a little bit. So let's go for timestamp. Oh yeah, it's not Java number. Interested timestamp. Created seconds. Right. To be super clear, can it be TS-sec? Yeah, so we know the timestamp in seconds, not in milliseconds or micro, whatever. Right. Don't change interested doc, but update the code so the fields are filled correctly. I now have timestamps in seconds and the nanosecond part can be thrown. Nanosecond part can be thrown away. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Where does it start? I understand you want to keep interesting doc interface and this and transform Firestore timestamp to seconds or return in the data. Okay. So we got if it does not exist, okay, the check is incorrect from the AI, I think. But yeah, it's okay. I understand. This part is all right. So let's invert this check. If it does not exist, we return null. Otherwise, we exist. Yeah, we can do that. So that this is simpler to write. We can copy this bit. And now it's just called data, not doc data. Fantastic, but it doesn't work. I think there is some issue with too many parentheses. So that if that's the return, that's already the outer one. Why there is an extra one here? And that needs a semicolon. I don't know. Let's have a look. What's the conversion? Maybe a mistake. No, why? Yeah, why there is even email? Oh yes, email is correct. Email mode code. Yeah, created timestamp seconds, updated timestamp seconds. What the fuck is that? I think it's better. And this has to be deleted. Okay. Yeah, we're almost getting there. So now the issue is data is possibly undefined. Yeah. Okay, let's add a new check. That check. If not data, return now. And unfortunately, I need these two separate ifs. Unless mm, unless I inline it, but then I have to fetch doc data twice. Because if doc does not exist, then maybe doc data would fail. Yeah, so I leave it like that. Okay, done. All right, great. So now it returns this object interested doc, which is more structured. And yeah, code. The only thing is maybe if we don't want undefined, let's do that. And let's test it. It should be already deployed. Right. Now, it still doesn't work. Let's see why. Here we can say we are returning a promised interested dog or null. Okay, that makes sense. And then when I go here, now I know that this dog is interested dog or null. And that JSON call to null should be fine. And however, it doesn't work. What I'm gonna do is restart the server just to make sure, because it should work. Okay. Yes, it does work. So we got email. So sometimes I have to restart. It doesn't always do hot reload correctly. Code is empty, which is fine because I didn't put it yet. And all the rest look good. So the other thing we have to test is now when I register a new email that wasn't there previously, for example, my personal email, it will get the code. Subscribe, boom. Okay. So now if I go to Firebase, we have a new document, maybe this one. No. Okay, the last one, which has code. It should have code, but it does not. All right, so let's do this. Unsubscribe everyone, just to make sure. Do it once more. Join. And if code is not there, as probable, then there is, I forgot something. Yeah, no, okay, that makes sense. Code is not, won't be there because this is the live version. And as such, is using the deploy version does not have code. I have to use this one. Okay, let's go back again. Delete this document. I have to go back to this. This is localhost version. I suppose, even though I don't remember very well, that this should call the local version. So if you want to know, just open the tab and double check that. The network tab, yep. There you go. And let's clean here. Okay, join. And that's the one. Tell me the URL, mate. Come on. What are you doing? Oh, here you go. Yeah. One to is outside the screen, isn't it? It's localhost. 127.0.0.1. Okay, that's the local version. That's great. So now that we know, if I go here, code should be there. All right, so we have a secret code there. With that, if we request this document, we should have the code to return instead of empty. And don't doubt that it don't work. It does work. It does work. Okay. Good. So now we have the code. So we can go back to fetch interested is pretty much done. This don't need to touch anymore. Package.json we don't need to touch anymore. Interested DAO is good. Interested TRS, maybe you would like to rename it to create interested, but it's not the time now because otherwise I have to refactor other things. Ah, right. So now we have an API that we can call to with the parameter C and D, or not even in this case it's full doc ID and code to get the record. However, we want the function to be safe. We don't want to do the check for the code in the front end. Otherwise, the data is exposed already. So we want to do the check for code in the backend. And for that, what I'm thinking is, yes, there is somewhere we are already doing something similar, which is in here, components within this form. Here I send in a request for creating the, there you go, I use the fetch with post to subscribe the user. And there you go. What I'm interested is the API URL that is different according we are in production or local host. So I want to do the same here. So we start to import dev to know are we in dev mode or not. The only thing I'm thinking now is that this is in the main page and instead it should be in its own component. So here between the header and footer, this bit should be a component. And it should be something like, or we call it layout for the bigger components. It should be called manage emails, So let's create it. Manage emails spelled. So let's see. Anything else? Content. So we start with a script, yes. Good. And I think, yeah, we need to do that, execute that code there. Because, yeah, we don't need those variables. Okay. And next, we just go with the actual content. So this bit, yeah, manage emails, we'll have to import it just here. There is no styling yet. Oh yeah, there is a little bit of inline style, but we'll fix it. Now this has to be imported, so okay, like that. Okay, now we are good. Now I have a little component with just that. Let's see if the local site still work. If I go to unsubscribe. Ooh. Okay, it's not running. We go to web, npm run dev. I'm out of time already. Unsubscribe doesn't work. Site can be reached, refuse to connect. 5173. Why? Okay. Yeah, it is working. Okay, fantastic. So what I want to do now is fetch. We need the wait and stuff. No. We said two things. The first thing was to get this API URL, something similar to that. That's extracting parameters. Good. Oh, here, okay. So, dev needs to be imported. Did we import it here? No, removed already. And it's here in the with this form. Okay, we need to import dev. Fantastic. Yeah, and then that is called fetch interested. Local, if we are in dev mode. Oh, I'm not sure how it look like, but we'll see later. Now let's suppose it's like that. Now we can finally call the API. Not in that way. No, please no. We're gonna do a wait, but for that we need to make on mount sync, which I think is possible. But it looks yeah. And this can or cannot return a document, yeah. So const doc, okay. And now that we have a document or not, oh yeah, to do JSON we need to await. Yeah, okay. Console log is fine, or we can just output in a new paragraph, and it looks like it's not happy because I need dollar. Wait, how you do that? No, just that. Because it's inside on mount, isn't it? Yeah, it has to define a state. And now with a kind of a side F, it's not super elegant. Maybe it will have to be improved, but for now, for testing. Okay, so now, not this function subscribe, but the manage emails is let's say object. Uh, jeez. Why is say object? Because console log data will also say object in the console. Yeah, it returns bad request because I didn't send the put the parameters here, and there is no check before I send the request, which has to be added. But to just see this data, let's do Let's do data equal JSON stringify data. Ooh, it's not correct. Ah, no, yes, it's missing. Oh, invalid already. Okay, that's fantastic. It works. Can call it. Now we put the doc ID and the code, and we fetch a document, but oh, that's not maybe. Okay, that's not quite working. Why code is empty here? Ah, ooh, because it's D and C. Okay, now it returns null. Okay, and now we put a valid doc ID, which is this one. Oh, copy from here easier. It's very old. Close this one. Yeah, copy the valid doc ID, paste, and now we retrieve the thing. So I don't have time anymore, but I have to write a little to do here in the uh, fetch interested function, where I say to do validate code and return the document only if it matches. Okay, I will add the security check. Okay, that's all for today. Unfortunately, still no time. Will be next month. But I think it's better to make a little bit of progress than zero progress. So that's good. I'm also looking forward to game a little bit. It'll be later next month as well. Bye. Thanks.